Ooh, well, this has the potential to be interesting. COMPAQ Desk Pro EN. Ooh, come on, let's dive in. Alrighty, now let's see here. I don't know if these two need to come out, but we'll get them while we're here. All right, well, we'll see if I have to get that one out. I don't know. We'll find out. And it's got these push tabs here on either side, so that's usually how the shell opens up. This is not a good sign. This should not be that hard. So I have to admit, this is what it felt like I was doing to that computer to get this lid to slide off. It should have been so easy. I don't know what was hanging it up. So normally this would have just slid towards the front and come off. So I don't know what was hanging things up here. Oh well. Oh well. It happens with the older stuff. Backplane board. Let's see now. Power supply. Let's get some cable out of the way. There we go. That flips up. Alright, now we got the power supply out of the way. You can see the board arrangement down inside there. So it's a nice big board, and I can already see it's going to be a large socket. That's a green fiber. Let's go ahead and get that out of there. So that's a green fiber CPU. And let's get some more wire out of the way here. Now you can see from these notches here, the board wants to slide that way to come out. But there's going to be something holding a board in place. And that is this screw right here. Yep. That lets this bar come off. This just a shred bar, no big deal there. Now the board can slide, and it should lift right off of those pins. There we go. We'll get that CMOS battery off of there. Here we go. And now we have a nice large socket green motherboard. A US quarter will fit down inside of there with no trouble. If you are into depopulating, or you have no choice but to depopulate, you've got some nice stuff here, right? You got 2 gold corner BGAs. You've got a bunch of ICs and flat packs scattered all over the place. You've got some MLCCs, not real big, but you know, some little MLCCs around here. Big old tantalum capacitor, some FETs, some gold plated pins. So There is some depopulation potential on here, but I'm selling it to Board Sort as a large socket motherboard, so I'm not going to do anything to it. All right, now we have the optical or the CD-ROM here. Get you out. Figure out how you come out. Just like that. Again, it was hung up a little bit. These smaller floppy disk drives, I don't mess around with those. I just leave those in. Some people like to get the motors out of them, those little motors here, but I don't mess with it. I just leave it. Not worth it for me. Phillips heads. Where did I put you? That's not what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Make sure this is my number 1. Yep, PH1. All right. Let's see how big a CD board. Usually in these older systems, the CD-ROM board is going to be pretty big, maybe the whole size of the drive. But in this case, it's not. What is that? Maybe almost a half, maybe a third. Still a good board, good CD-ROM board. And there's no gold on any of those connectors, so that's it for me. I'll go right back in there. And I'm not going to try to stuff any more of that stuff back in there. We'll throw that in with my other tin shred. Yeah, it was really weird that this thing did not want to cooperate at all to open up. There we go, closed up nice and tight though. Of course, now I got this whole back open, so I don't know, maybe we'll go ahead and put that in there anyway. We'll see. I just got to remember there's no back on this thing, so when I pick it up to load it in the Sharkmobile, I don't spill that all over the place, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing anyway. And this little fan on this heat exchanger is kind of neat. Let's see here, get this off of here so you can see this heat sink, because it's a little different from your typical heat sink. So that's going to be aluminum, but you're not going to put it in with your other aluminum heat sinks because this is just sheet aluminum that's been folded into this shape. So sheet aluminum there, and that potentially could be copper. Let's find out. Nah, just aluminum. Nice chunk of aluminum though. Yeah, let's see if this is the brace part is probably that might be stainless. Yeah. So this part out here is stainless. Let's see if you'll come off nice and easy. I'm just going to take that over to my vise, set it down inside the vise, give it a whack, and then I'll have this chunk of aluminum to come out. Yeah, just aluminum. I think what I'm going to do after I punch that out is put that on the grinder and take off a little more just to make sure that's not copper with a really thick plating on it, but I'm pretty sure that's just aluminum.